Hey everyone, welcome to my new channel, Just One More Chapter with Emily. Let me give you a brief idea of what this channel is going to be about. The goal is to bring you along on this imaginative journey through one of my most favorite hobbies, reading. The first book we are going to jump into is titled The Interpreter by Brooke Robinson. Innocent or guilty, it all hinges on a single word. Thanks to a nomadic childhood, Ravel Lee is fluent in 10 languages, which she puts to use at crime scenes in courtrooms across London. It's a stressful job, one that makes her privy to the most personal and often darkest details of others' lives. On the home front, she's close to adopting a 6-year-old boy named Elliot from foster care and is determined to be the mother she never had. When Ravel is called to translate a police interview and sees a miscarriage of justice play out, she can't let it go. Putting both the adoption and her career at risk, she deliberately mistranslates an alibi to put a man she knows is guilty behind bars. Ravel thinks she's gotten away with it free and clear, and her conscience is unburdened at first. But soon, someone seems to know what she's done and about the terrible error she made a long time ago, and is intent on destroying her life piece by piece. A compulsively readable psychological thriller, The Interpreter will bring into question everything you know about justice, love, and redemption. While this book doesn't have any trigger warnings listed, I would approach with caution if you're triggered by any sort of violent crime. I've not read the book yet, but I would guess that there's some sort of violent crime that's talked about in this book. So without further ado, I give you The Interpreter by Brooke Robinson. We start with the prologue. One good push releases the handle, and the brass tongue withdraws into the lock. "I'm sorry, we're actually closed," a young woman is fussing behind the counter. Entering, I peruse the shelves closest to the door. "Victorian findings. It never locks properly unless I use the key. Sorry." Her words travel toward me, and I swat them away. There's a blackboard sign at my feet with the shop's opening hours announced in pink and emerald chalk. Upcoming events are listed, author talks and playgroup sessions. Stickers in the shapes of lions and elephants dot the clean white walls. "We open at 9. If you'd like to come back tomorrow?" She's speaking loudly now, all wide mouth and heavy vowels in case I'm deaf or don't understand English. My fingers dance across the merchandise as my heels strike the hardwood floor. The lights at the top of the shop's entrance have been switched off. Only after another step forward is my face fully lit. I take my time. I move past the fabric books for babies and linger over a puzzle display. The girl has emerged from behind the counter and fiddles with a string of colored flags which drop from the ceiling. "I only get paid till 6, and I've already closed down the system," she says, "so I can't sell you anything." I cannot come into a children's bookshop during business hours, not when there would be parents and children inside. A few weeks ago, I ordered a gardening book online. When the delivery came, I pried it open on my doorstep and saw a rectangle peeking out from behind the front cover. It was a promotional bookmark. "Give your child the gift of reading this Christmas." Underneath the text, images of the top 5 selling children's titles this year, printed in a single column. It felt like a rubber band I wore on my wrist as a girl. The au pair would snap it when she caught me biting my nails. Snap! Standing outside my front door, the bookmark dropped from my fingers into a puddle of the previous day's rain. It's still there, 3 weeks later. I close my eyes and step over it to leave the house each morning. Give your child the gift of reading this Christmas. I only took one brief look at it, but that was enough. All day today, I've been thinking about the time I read to him from James and the Giant Peach, a favorite from my own childhood. It was summer, so we lounged in the garden. A stone plate of sliced white peaches sat between us. Has anyone read to him since me? That's what I keep wondering. I think I know the answer, but the question keeps on tunneling. Christmas is coming. How am I supposed to survive until the new year? "I only get paid till 6, the girl says again. It's 20 minutes past 6. I extract a single note from my handbag, a new $50 with Alan Turing, and hold it out until she comes. "Is this," she says, taking it, "overtime?" "Wow. I guess I could turn the computer back on," she says lovingly into Turing's flat red eyes. "He died of cyanide poisoning," I tell her, scanning the books filed under the letter K. "It's a profoundly slow and painful death. Your whole body convulses. Then there's a flood of blood, vomit, bile, until eventually you run out of oxygen, but only after you beg for it to end. She steps backwards and almost crashes into a giant Where's Wally cutout. I tilt my head to examine the picture books, one about a wombat, another about an alligator on the cover. My thumb presses their flimsy spines, so easily snapped. Were you looking for anything in particular, she asks, her voice cracking on the final syllable. There's a famous comic where the villain is trying to build an acoustic weapon. The Callous Affair, I say. It's a Tintin book. Let me see if we have it. The girl scoots behind the counter. I know we have Tintin in Tibet and one of the hardback collections. Sound is a wave that can move through air, liquids, solid human bodies, building up pressure. It's been calculated that 240 decibels is required to make a human head explode. If I had one wish, this is how I would like to kill you. No, sorry, she says, disappointed, wondering, no doubt, if this means that she'll have to return the money. I can order it for you. Can you wait for a week? The wish would grant me an evil scientist with crazed hair who would be glad to do it. One word is all it would take. Special headphones over your ears pumping at a 240 decibel volume, not music but speech. One word repeated over and over until you died. Just one word. That won't do, I say, turning for the exit. I'll find it somewhere else. When I reach the door, keep the money. One wrong word in the right place can be enough to kill. But you already know that, don't you? Chapter 1. I don't always jump when the phone rings, but today, Elliot's school flashing across the screen sends my unsipped coffee to the floor. I do my best with a fistful of napkins as I answer the call. Elliot's all right, but I need you to collect him. He's not feeling well. The barista's machine gasps and sputters, and I step out of the cafe in order to hear. How soon can you come? The voice belongs to the school receptionist. He was happy when I left him an hour ago. I don't understand how he could feel poorly so quickly. It is Elliot's first day of year 2. He doesn't love school, but he went today without too much complaint. I'm sorry, Ravel, the receptionist said, her tone suggesting she means it. I know this is probably inconvenient. Are you at work? I was about to walk in. It's the policy, in case he's infectious, you know? From outside, I wave an apology to the waiter for the mess. I'm coming, I say, and speed walk down Fleet Street to flag a black cab. Inside, I give the address for Elliot's school. He has changed primaries 3 times already, according to the social worker Lydia, a fresh classroom of unfamiliar faces with each new foster family. I could have asked her for permission to move him to the school local to me, but I decided to wait until the adoption is confirmed, to not be presumptuous, to not tempt fate. Once the adoption is settled, I won't need to ask Lydia for permission to change schools or for anything at all. Inside the car, I rush through my phone's contact list, looking for someone who isn't in the office on a Monday morning. Other people would call their partner to see if they could work from home for the day. Then they'd try the grandparents. I have no plan B. When we arrive at Greenwich, I ask the driver to keep the meter running. Elliot and the receptionist stand waiting, my son with sleeves rolled up and school backpack on his back. My son. The words arrive of their own accord, not forced, for once not strange. I can't help but smile. Hey, Batman, you're not feeling well? I crouch in front of him. My throat's a bit sore. Elliot twists around my leg. Honestly, he was fine this morning, I say, remembering his summer cold last month, but he's been well since then. Weren't you, love? Elliot shrugs and plucks his Draggy the Never-Washed Dragon toy from his bag, a crutch he's probably too old for. Should I insist on washing it? Is that what parents do? I don't have time to think about that as I bundle him into the car. 9:27 a.m. Elliot loves black cabs. He wants to sit in the front seat and I try to explain why it's unsafe without going into gory details about car accidents and what could happen, horrible accompanying images smashing through my mind. Beside me, his eyes are fixed on the window and I do another scroll through my contacts. Gherkin Tower. Draggy will beat the Gherkin. I reach L, then M, then all the way to T with still no idea as to who could take Elliot. He sure will. There's no one, absolutely no one I could call. 9:53 a.m. The car turns onto Newgate Street. Paused at traffic lights, the driver's hand finds the radio button, and 3 words in, it's obvious what the announcers are discussing. Sorry, would you mind switching off the sound? I don't want to hear any commentary or opinion on the matter immediately before court. Not this case. It's too depressing. The driver eyes me in the rearview mirror and presses the button with a grunt. The trial is in London's ether. Its molecules have edged out the truck fumes and usual pollution so that this month it's all anyone is breathing in. Batman, I gently pull him back from the window. Would you like to come with me to work today? He's uncertain. Oh, look over there. It's a block of birds, I say, pointing. Elliot snorts. Flock of birds! You're too good at this. We ran out of time this morning for my pre-rehearsed game of spoonerisms over breakfast. Are you? My jaw drops in mock disgust. Are you nicking your pose? I am not picking my nose, he laughs. 3 months ago, the weekend before he came to me, I bought a book of kids' jokes. I memorized as many as I could, but then neglecting to ration, used them all up by the end of our first 48 hours together. Maybe it was just as well. Children can tell when you're trying too hard. As we approach the Old Bailey, the cab crawls through puddles of people spread onto the road. Bloody circus, the driver says. You'll have to get out here. Groups of press, onlookers, cameras, TV vans, and tents smother the entrance to Central Criminal Court. When the cab door opens, the roar from the crowd pushes inside. Why did you catch a bug today of all days, I think to myself, guiding a curl behind Elliot's ear. 9:57. The defense team will be looking for me. Elliot's palm burrows into mine as we walk toward the door. 4 witness service volunteers loiter at the entrance. All hands on deck for the final days of a fraught proceeding. I'm the interpreter, I tell one of them. Court 13. There's a juror caught in traffic, she says. We're on Old Bailey time, as usual. So you've about another 10 minutes. Thank you, I say. Is this your son? Normally at school on a Monday. Could she look after him while I'm inside the courtroom? Between soothing jury witnesses, no, that wouldn't work. Don't worry, he won't be coming in with me. Bit young for work experience. I summon a laugh. Her voice changes gear. Children can't enter the building. I know. I have someone coming. They'll wait outside together, I say. She nods, approving, while I feel increasingly shaky. A friend. I gesture to my cell phone as though it is proof, as though the received calls are not from Elliot's doctor and his school. The text messages are more personal than automated alerts from my bank. What am I going to do with him? 2 minutes until the trial starts. I thought this would happen one day, but not on my first court booking since fostering Elliot, not on such a significant case. A case, if I don't go inside, could be adjourned. This crime has the nation gripped with its themes of class and privilege, a luxury car, and a dead baby. They need the best interpreter. They need me. I look at my phone again in case a miracle might occur. His teacher calling to apologize for the confusion. She'll be here to whisk him away to school any second now. I don't know what to do, I say to the volunteer. Your friend isn't here? I should be in there already, but my son was sent home from school. My pleading tone tells her the friend was never coming. Good morning, stranger, I hear a familiar voice behind me. Arkham, I say, turning around. Hello. He's one of the few courthouse security guards whose names I know. Multitasking this morning, eh? He grins into Elliot's face. I'm trying, but... No children inside, he says gently. Exactly. I can watch him for a bit. Don't tell anyone. Arkham winks. Right before Elliot, I worked here on a 3-month murder trial. Interpreting almost feels briefly like a normal job on those lengthy cases. Going to the same place each day, seeing the same people. Thank you, you're saving my life. No problem. I don't know what I would have done. This is Elliot. He has some things in his backpack to keep him occupied. I slip my cell phone into his pocket. A cupcake after this, I promise, I tell Elliot. Then, in a more serious tone, be good, yeah? The parental need to set boundaries and teach manners when all I really want to do is get him to like me. Love you. Love you, Elliot repeats. I try to forget a previous foster parent taught him to say it by memory while I walk toward the wooden doors. The jury looks exhausted. In the public gallery, the grief-stricken, groups of law students, and the plain nosy sit staring straight ahead at the floor or at the ceiling. This is a rare place on earth that does not allow the distraction of cell phones. In summer, even the new courts can be sweaty and oppressive, sometimes unbearably so. Now sighs and sniffles of the alleged victim's family members spread through the room before we fall into silence. The day begins. It's a complex, dangerous driving case Immediately, my eyes occupy themselves with the defense barrister's hands. Back straight, chin raised, he limits his hand movements to open, relaxed gestures. How would you describe what you saw that evening? Everything about him expresses authority, honesty. Seated next to the smartly dressed witness, I inhale the room's stale leather and stagnant air as I wait for my turn to speak. Who made the call to emergency services? The 30-something woman answers the barrister's questions succinctly, and it's no trouble interpreting her Italian into English. She can understand English well enough and doesn't really need me to repeat the questions in her native tongue. How would you describe the sound? As I interpret the questions and answers from Italian to English, English to Italian, I keep my eyes on the barrister's palms, his clean, pink flesh without one trace of sweat. The woman I'm interpreting for, a tourist visiting London last June, attended the opera on the night of the alleged crime. Out of sheer bad luck, she saw the incident take place and is here to provide evidence summoned by the defense. And what did you see when you stepped closer? After Madame Butterfly, my witness returned to her rental car in the Opera House parking lot and saw the defendant reverse her £150,000 Mercedes SUV, hitting a member of the catering staff. Then the defendant drove off. The charges include dangerous driving, failing to stop at the scene of an accident, and child destruction. The victim survived, but her 5-month unborn baby did not. The witness statement from the Italian tourist apparently supports the defense's claim that from inside her very large car, the accused was not aware that she had hit anyone, much less someone who was pregnant. Ignorance, it seems, is the best defense for when the charge is failing to stop. The press, titillated by this case and its glamorous 50-year-old accused, heiress to an energy company and a Knightsbridge resident, is proceeding an acquittal on the gravest charges of child destruction. Legally speaking, it is almost impossible to prove. Rarely is anyone convicted of killing an unborn child. I let my eyes rest on the defense. She is in a dark navy suit with tiny earrings that reflect the light when her head turns. I could not stand to listen to the radio in the cab this morning because I knew they were going to say she'll go free. Some cases I work on, I really can't tell which way the jury or judge is likely to go. Today, my being here seems futile. The defense team appears so assured. My guess is they hardly need this witness to bolster their case. And now, in the final days of the trial, the prosecution barrister is visually struggling to hide his gloom. But you never know when things might turn around. My witness could fluff one of her answers, wobble off course, and do more harm to the defense than good, though that probably won't happen. At what point did you notice the woman was pregnant? I repeated the question in Italian with complete accuracy. Then the answer into English. To me, the words all taste the same. I will say whatever's demanded of me. In this room, I have no personal morals of my own. I'm not really here. That's what I have to tell myself. Some days, during some assignments, I need reminding until the reality of my job sinks in. I bet the accused gets away with everything except for the dangerous driving charge, but I'm not allowed to care. It's now 20 minutes since I left Elliot. The questions keep coming. 25 minutes since I left Elliot. He has my phone and he knows how to use it, but who would he call? I recall the earlier scroll through my contact lists and mentally pause on the letter D. These days it's blank, but there's no use in dwelling on what ifs. Should the prosecution question the witness for even half as long as the defense, I'll be stuck in court for almost an hour. What if Arkham has to leave his post? Someone may have already called social services about the boy dumped in the Old Bailey with the world's filthiest soft toy. Cross-examination begins, and I rush my sentences, the Italian words colliding, saving a few seconds of time. No further questions, my lord, the barrister says. The witness is dismissed. My pumps skid along the floor. Recess. The court spills into the foyer, everyone desperate for the bathroom, a drink of water, or a walnut whip. Through the crush, I head for the building exit. Where did you learn Italian? Your accent is very good. The witness has inserted herself in my eyeline. Thank you. I avoid eye contact. I need to go outside. I have to find him. Have you been to Mero in Naples? The woman beams. My hometown. No. The pizza is the best in the country. I crane my neck to see past the woman's middle. Through the doorway, I can see a group of people right by the exit, but no sign of Elliot. You should visit, the woman says. They'll think you're Italian. Excuse me. I dart past her, push through tight circles of onlookers and officials until I reach the spot where I left Elliot and Arkham. They're gone. And that's the end of chapter 1. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell if you want to know what happens to Elliot and Ravel later in the book.